The NFL preseason is intensifying, and while most fans have their eyes glued to the immediate action unfolding on practice fields nationwide, an entirely different storm is brewing in Washington, one with the potential to send shockwaves reverberating throughout the league. The Washington Commanders are gearing up for their preseason opener against the New England Patriots in Foxborough. But behind the scenes, a far more consequential drama is unfolding, one that could redefine the very landscape of professional football. Head coach Dan Quinn has already tempered expectations for veteran participation in the upcoming contest, a standard move for most franchises during these exhibition matchups. Yet the true drama isn't playing out under stadium lights. It's happening in boardrooms, agents' offices, and behind tightly closed doors, where multi-million-dollar decisions are being hammered out. Decisions that could alter the fate of entire franchises for years to come. For hardcore fans, rookies and fringe players like Ben Sinnate, Jalen Lane, Luke McCaffrey, and Jackery Bill Krosky Merritt will still provide preseason intrigue as they fight tooth and nail for roster spots. But looming over all of it is an elephant in the room so large that no on-field performance could possibly overshadow it. That elephant? Star wideout Terry McLaurin, the Commanders' perennial 1,000-yard receiver and the bedrock of their passing attack, finds himself embroiled in a contract standoff that has escalated into uncharted territory. Negotiations between McLaurin's camp and the Commanders' front office have reached what insiders are bluntly calling a complete deadlock, with neither side showing the slightest inclination to yield ground. This isn't your typical off-season contract tug-of-war. It has evolved into something far more serious, potentially franchise-altering. Frustrated by what sources describe as insultingly low offers and exasperated by the lack of tangible progress, McLaurin has pulled the nuclear option every team dreads from its stars: a formal trade request. The ripple effects have been immediate. The timing is explosive, landing right as teams finalize rosters and gear up for what many believe will be one of the most competitive NFL seasons in recent history. McLaurin's sudden availability has piqued the interest of contenders who understand that acquiring an elite, proven wide receiver could be the decisive edge between a playoff berth and hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. Enter the Kansas City Chiefs, defending champions and the NFL's reigning dynasty. Guided by the offensive brilliance of Andy Reid and the strategic mastery of GM Brett Veach, the Chiefs are never shy about upgrading an already championship-caliber roster. With Patrick Mahomes orchestrating the offense, any weapon becomes exponentially more dangerous. Adding McLaurin could forge the most unstoppable aerial attack in modern NFL history. Kansas City's dominance in recent years has been built on shrewd cap management, strategic draft hauls, and an uncanny knack for extracting maximum value from overlooked talent. But when the perfect opportunity presents itself, they have proven they're not afraid to swing for the fences. The burning question is whether McLaurin qualifies as the rare, once-in-a-generation acquisition that justifies abandoning their usual operational playbook. CBS Sports analyst Cody Benjamin has emerged as one of the most vocal advocates for a McLaurin to KC scenario, arguing that despite their sustained success, the Chiefs still have room for explosive improvement, particularly in generating game-changing downfield plays. McLaurin's unique skill set, Benjamin contends, would slot seamlessly into Kansas City's offense, creating matchup nightmares that even the league's top defensive minds would struggle to solve. While Kansas City's current receiving core, featuring Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Marquise Hollywood Brown, and Juju Smith-Schuster, has been assembled through draft gems and budget-friendly signings, injuries are already testing that depth. The bargain bin brilliance strategy has worked so far, but this season's early injury woes could force the Chiefs into a paradigm shift, making a bold, big-money move for a proven game-changer like McLaurin. With Patrick Mahomes himself eager to integrate another elite target, the stakes are clear. This could be the move that takes the Chiefs from dangerous to untouchable. The NFL preseason is heating up, but in Kansas City, the conversation has turned towards something far more strategic than August scrimmages. The potential to supercharge their passing attack with one bold move. Patrick Mahomes, already a living legend with a career's worth of accolades crammed into just a few seasons, understands a truth that separates dynasties from flashes in the pan. Evolution is survival. He's made it clear he'd welcome another elite target, particularly one who can stretch the field, burn defenders deep, and win one-on-one battles with ruthless consistency. Terry McLaurin checks every one of those boxes. His arrival wouldn't just add another weapon, it would create a domino effect across the offense. His ability to command double coverage would open up cleaner looks for every other receiver, force defensive coordinators into uncomfortable adjustments, and make Andy Reid's already unpredictable offense even harder to defend. Reid, one of the most innovative offensive minds in NFL history, has built a career turning diverse skill sets into lethal combinations. Adding McLaurin would be like giving a grandmaster another queen on the chessboard, unlocking entirely new dimensions of play design and game planning that haven't been fully explored in recent seasons. Brett Veach, Kansas City's calculated risk-taker at GM, has a proven track record of balancing bold acquisitions with shrewd roster management. This situation could be his next masterpiece, an opportunity to spot a market opening and pounce before the rest of the league catches up. The challenge? Money. The Chiefs have engineered their dynasty on a razor's edge salary cap structure, with Mahomes' monumental contract serving as the foundation. From there, they've invested heavily in their trenches, locking in pillars like George Karlaftis, Chris Jones, Creed Humphrey, and Trey Smith to maintain dominance at the line of scrimmage. Dropping McLaurin's likely high-end contract into that mix could ripple through the entire roster-building philosophy. Every dollar spent on him is a dollar that can't be spent retaining another core piece. And in a league where depth is everything, those trade-offs can make or break championship windows. On paper, the current wide receiver core offers upside. Rashee Rice has flashed star potential. Hollywood Brown brings game-breaking speed when healthy. And rookie Xavier Worthy oozes promise. The combined cost for those three is a fraction of what McLaurin would command. A model that has allowed Kansas City to stay deep and flexible. But the NFL is a brutal, unpredictable sport. Injuries can shatter even the most carefully constructed rosters. And already, there are health concerns swirling around multiple receivers. A player like McLaurin isn't just a luxury. He's insurance, a proven, durable producer who can keep the offense lethal even if other weapons falter. Still, there's a cultural risk. The Chiefs' championship identity is built on selflessness, versatility, and buy-in to the system. Introducing a high-profile player who is both demanding a trade and seeking a massive payday could disrupt the locker room chemistry that's been the backbone of their success. In Kansas City, the collective has always outweighed the individual. Statistical glory often takes a back seat to Lombardi trophies. That's the gamble. Does McLaurin's talent and impact outweigh the potential cost, both financial and cultural? If Kansas City believes the answer is yes, the league may soon witness the most terrifying passing attack the NFL has ever seen. In Kansas City, the conversation isn't just about who's flashing in camp. It's about whether the defending champions should detonate their traditional playbook and go all in on a blockbuster move for Terry McLaurin. But here's where the Chiefs' front office faces a true championship dilemma. Bringing in a player who's already proven he'll force his way out of a situation adds undeniable firepower, but also potential turbulence. Kansas City's wide receiver room isn't just a depth chart. it's a developmental project. Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and others represent not only draft capital, but years of carefully cultivated growth inside the Chiefs' system. Handing McLaurin the WR1 mantle could shrink those young players' reps, potentially slowing their long-term trajectory. For years, the Chiefs have thrived by drafting smart, developing talent in-house, and avoiding the cap-crippling deals that have sunk other contenders. It's a blueprint that's kept the roster deep and the locker room unified. Deviating from that for a short-term splash, even for a player as elite as McLaurin, would set a precedent that could ripple through future decisions. From McLaurin's perspective, the move is a dream shot at glory. Playing alongside Patrick Mahomes, one of the most transcendent quarterbacks of this generation, in Andy Reid's offensive laboratory, would be an irresistible opportunity for any receiver. In Kansas City, McLaurin could post career-best numbers while competing for Lombardi trophies, a far cry from the inconsistency he's endured in Washington. But NFL economics don't bend for fairy tales. McLaurin's contract demands would be a sharp departure from Kansas City's efficiency-first approach. The Chiefs have always been reluctant to gut their draft capital for veterans, preferring to keep a steady pipeline of young, affordable stars. Washington, meanwhile, would demand a king's ransom, likely multiple premium picks and possibly a player in return. Preseason trades in the NFL are rare, but the availability of a player like McLaurin can accelerate timelines. If Kansas City made the move, it wouldn't just send tremors through Arrowhead. It would rattle the entire AFC West. The Broncos, Chargers, and Raiders are already climbing a steep hill, trying to match the Chiefs' sustained dominance. Add McLaurin to Mahomes' arsenal, and that hill turns into a sheer cliff. This is the kind of high-stakes crossroads elite franchises face. Stay the course and trust the formula, or break from tradition to seize a rare win-now opportunity. The Mahomes factor makes the question even more nuanced. Few quarterbacks can elevate talent the way he does. Does McLaurin represent an efficient use of resources, or an unnecessary luxury for a team that's already at the summit? The Chiefs' decision will be watched league-wide, not just for the outcome, but for what it signals about how a dynasty manages the balance between immediate dominance and sustained success. In the NFL's copycat culture, Kansas City's choice could influence how other superstars approach trade demands and how other contenders weigh their own risk versus reward scenarios. One thing's certain, this isn't just about Terry McLaurin's next jersey. It's about whether the Chiefs double down on what's worked or roll the dice on a move that could make the most feared offense in football downright untouchable. Hayusen's promise. The combined cost for those three is a fraction of what McLaurin would command, a model that has allowed Kansas City to stay deep and flexible. But the NFL is a brutal, unpredictable sport. Injuries can shatter even the most carefully constructed rosters. And already there are health concerns swirling around multiple receivers. A player like McLaurin isn't just a luxury, he's insurance. A proven, durable producer who can keep the offense lethal, even if other weapons falter. Still, there's a cultural risk. The Chiefs' championship identity is built on selflessness, versatility, and buy-in to the system. Introducing a high-profile player who is both demanding a trade and seeking a massive payday could disrupt the locker room chemistry that's been the backbone of their success. In Kansas City, the collective has always outweighed the individual. Statistical glory often takes a backseat to Lombardi trophies. That's the gamble. Does McLaurin's talent and impact outweigh the potential cost, both financial and cultural? If Kansas City believes the answer is yes, the league may soon witness the most terrifying passing attack the NFL has ever seen.